Why does it hurt more when he watches your stories but won't reply to your messages? It's a strange kind of emotional cruelty, isn't it? He doesn't have the time to talk to you, but somehow always has the time to keep up with your life from a distance. You post something, and within minutes, he's seen it. But your text, left unread. No reply, no explanation, just silence. And a quiet presence that never really leaves. That's not connection, that's control masked as curiosity. It's his way of saying, I still want access to you without giving you access to me. But what if this is not about him losing interest? What if it's about him needing to know you haven't moved on? In this video, I'll help you understand why he does this, what it really means, and more importantly, how to stop letting it affect your peace. You deserve more than breadcrumbs of attention. You deserve real presence, real love, and someone who doesn't just watch your life unfold, but wants to build a life with you. This video isn't just truth. It's your emotional reset. Watch it when you're done begging for clarity. Watch it when you're ready to choose you. Why does it hurt so much when she won't reply, but you still catch her watching your stories like she never left? That kind of emotional limbo can feel maddening. It's like being ghosted but haunted at the same time. You don't get her words anymore, yet her digital presence quietly lingers, just enough to keep your heart questioning. And here's the truth most men don't realize. Her silence is rarely a clean break. It's often a tangled mix of curiosity, regret, and internal conflict. She's not texting, not calling, but she's watching because a part of her still feels something. Maybe she misses how you made her feel. Maybe she thought you'd fall apart without her, but now you're rising quietly without her validation. And that unsettles her more than she shows. Ask yourself, why does her silence still hold so much power over you? Is it because you needed her words to feel chosen? Or because you gave her the role of validating your worth? This is the part that no one teaches men. Her silence isn't about your failure. It's about her own emotional limitations. Maybe she didn't know how to receive the depth you offered. Maybe she couldn't love the version of you that was too raw, too real, too ready. And now, watching from a distance, she's beginning to sense what she lost before it fully bloomed. Can you see the shift? You're no longer the man trying to prove something. You're the man becoming something. Let her watch. Let her observe the man who no longer needs to be seen to feel worthy. You are not here to perform healing for her closure. You are here to evolve for your own liberation. And when you stop waiting for her to notice, that's when your life truly begins. Choosing yourself isn't abandonment, it's arrival. Stay there. That's where peace lives. If she doesn't care, then why is she still watching everything you post? Why can't she look away? Her question that can leave you spinning in quiet confusion. Her texts have stopped, her presence has faded. Yet every story you share, every subtle update, you know she sees it. Not once, not twice, consistently. Like she's silently sitting in the audience of a life she walked away from. And it's natural to wonder, what does she want from me now? But let's go deeper. Maybe it's not about what she wants from you, but what your growth is triggering in her. When a man starts living unapologetically, healing, improving, radiating confidence without chasing, something powerful happens. The energy shifts. She notices, not because you forced her to, but because she can't ignore what's real. Ask yourself this, is her attention still important to you, Or are you secretly seeking proof that you were never the problem? The truth is, when a woman walks away and watches from a distance, it's rarely indifference. It's a mirror being held up to her own decisions. Maybe you were too emotionally available when she wasn't ready. Maybe your love scared her because it asked her to show up more honestly than she could. Now, from afar, she watches a man she couldn't fully receive, and that quietly burns. What do you do with this attention that isn't followed by connection? You breathe. You stop needing answers. You stop hoping the views turn into messages. You stop performing for the one who couldn't see your worth up close. Instead, you ask, what part of me still feels unseen without her approval? That's where your healing begins. Let her watch. Let her linger. But never let her silence confuse your value. The moment you realize that your life, your peace, your power don't depend on being acknowledged by someone who left, that's the moment you finally come home to yourself. Choosing yourself doesn't make you cold. It makes you complete. Keep walking. She's not your destination. You are. If she's not texting you back, why does she still light up every time someone mentions your name? It's confusing, isn't it? One part of her goes silent, distant, as if she's erased you from her daily life. But then there's this other part, watching, reminiscing, reacting in ways that don't match her silence. And you're stuck in between, trying to decode signals that don't make sense, wondering if you mattered, wondering if she even cared. But maybe the real question is, why are you still waiting for closure from someone who couldn't offer clarity when you needed it most? Let's reframe this. Sometimes silence isn't about moving on. It's about emotional avoidance. And her watching your life unfold without participating in it, that's not power. That's unresolved emotion. She may not have the tools to come forward, but that doesn't mean she's not affected. Your presence, even at a distance, still touches something in her. And maybe that something is guilt or longing or regret. But what about you? Why does her watching still mean something to you? Why are you holding on to breadcrumbs when your heart deserves a whole feast? The man you're becoming, the one who keeps showing up, evolving, loving himself more deeply, is not someone who needs to be observed. He deserves to be met fully. And if she can't do that, if she's more comfortable being a ghost than a partner, then let her haunt the past. Your future is too expansive to shrink it down to someone's half presence. Ask yourself, are you replaying her silence because it hurts or because it validates a part of you that still feels unworthy? Your healing begins when you stop asking why she's watching and start wondering why you're still performing. You don't need her reaction to feel valuable. You don't need her words to feel understood. You don't need her presence to feel seen. You just need to come back to yourself, the man who's no longer waiting to be chosen. Because when you choose you, fully and without apology, you stop being the one chasing closure and start being the one creating peace. That's real freedom. That's your path. Keep walking it. If she doesn't want to be part of your life anymore, then why can't she stop watching it from the sidelines? The bitter kind of irony, isn't it? The same woman who once pulled away now lingers quietly in the background, liking your stories, showing up in your views, still tethered to your world in silence. And you wonder, what does that even mean? Is it love? Is it regret? Is it just curiosity? Or is it simply fear of letting go completely? Here's the truth. People often distance themselves from what makes them feel most vulnerable. Maybe you showed her something real and it scared her. Maybe you mirrored back parts of herself she wasn't ready to face. And maybe her silence was never really about you. It was about her discomfort with intimacy, her fear of being truly seen. But here's where things get complicated. Just because she watches doesn't mean she's willing to return. So why are you still letting her ghost hold space in your mind? You see, being watched but not chosen can reopen wounds of feeling invisible. It plays on your self-worth, especially when part of you still wants to believe she'll come back. But you have to ask yourself, would you rather be someone's comfort zone or their conscious choice? Let her watch, let her scroll, let her wonder, but don't let her silence define your value. Instead of focusing on the watcher, turn your gaze inward. Who are you becoming? Are you still living to be noticed, or are you finally living to be free? Real healing doesn't come from being seen by her again. It comes from seeing yourself more clearly than ever before, from recognizing that your worth isn't dependent on someone's indecision, from choosing your peace over their presence. She may never text back, she may never explain, but your life isn't about chasing explanations, it's about choosing liberation. Choose to keep moving, choose to grow louder in your truth, and most importantly, choose to stop waiting for someone to notice what you already know deep inside. You were always enough. You just needed to stop needing her eyes to see it. Why does it still sting when she doesn't reach out, yet won't look away either? It's confusing, this paradox where someone no longer speaks to you but can't stop observing your life unfold. It's like emotional limbo. She's absent in your inbox but present in your notifications. She's no longer part of your world, yet still lingering at the edge of it. And that can mess with your head, right? It plants a seed of false hope. It whispers, maybe she still cares just enough to keep you emotionally hooked, but never enough to truly show up. But here's the deeper truth you may not want to hear. Attention isn't connection. Curiosity isn't commitment. And being watched isn't the same as being chosen. Ask yourself, are you craving closure or clinging to crumbs? Sometimes people hover not because they want back in, but because they want to make sure you haven't fully moved on. It soothes their ego to know you're still affected. It gives them a sense of control without the responsibility of love. And that's where your power must rise. Not in getting her to message again, but in no longer needing her to. You see, the way you reclaim your energy isn't by decoding her silence. It's by refusing to let it control your narrative. What would happen if you stopped performing for her digital presence? What would shift in your life if her views no longer validated your worth? This moment is your invitation to grow deeper into yourself, to become so grounded, so fulfilled in your own presence that her absence no longer feels like a loss, just a redirection. Because real strength isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about choosing not to be ruled by someone who couldn't decide whether to stay. She can keep watching, but you don't wait, you live. And in doing so, you'll discover something powerful. When you stop needing to be seen by the wrong person, you start truly seeing yourself. That's where healing lives. That's where freedom begins. That's the only path worth choosing.